Hey guys, wanted to bring you another video on a documentary this evening on ESPN, E60 Pictures WWE Behind the Curtains. And so I thought this was actually an interesting documentary, especially since when you actually watched Raw, SmackDown, and all these wrestling shows, you don't really get to see them behind the scenes or behind the curtains per se, and see how they are and how they got to where they are. So, if you guys didn't know, they actually built a performance center in Orlando in 2013, and that's where kind of the whole NXT, it used to be FCW and all these different territories where they would train these guys, but they're in Florida. And so NXT actually kind of helped propel these characters. Like, pretty much you gotta start there, and then once they feel you're ready, then they push you to the main roster of Raw, SmackDown, any of those shows. And so it was kind of interesting to see how they were documenting some of the wrestlers, like Xavier Woods, now known with the New Day, Adam Rose, his character before Leo Kruger. So it was kind of interesting to see that, and I just thought, like, Leo Kruger character, Adam Rose, has a son, Maverick, and it's like, it's kind of sad and touching because got to know him personally, like how much struggles he has, and how he was almost cut from the roster, and how he had to remake his own character, and then also providing for family and everything. So I just thought it was kind of interesting to see that light in different perspective. And then there was another character, Corey Graves, also now, he was supposed to be on the main roster a while back, but because he had too many concussions and the protocols kind of said that you can't wrestle because like the wellness and good. And so with so many concussions, it was a concern for him. So with that, they kind of had to cut him as a wrestler, but gave him an opportunity to be a commentary. And so he does the pre-show for Raw. He has a 2-year contract with them, so that's something that works out for him. And so if he keeps developing, he'll stay there too. So it's not just wrestling, it's some of the guys that's on NXT commentary and backstage and production. All these different guys that works on that NXT show, they are working to try to get promoted whatever position they're at. So I thought that was kind of interesting concept, and how they kind of showed behind the scenes in that sense. And so it's a good concept, because if you can't make it on the small league like that, then you're not ready for the big time shows. And so also Vince McMahon kind of said, brought up the whole concussions, the wellness, and the drug program was ahead of the curves compared to the other other sports. And so I thought that was kind of interesting, because that's kind of true, the whole drug testing and everything. Also because they used to have steroid problems left and right, and what he brought up kind of makes sense. If they're not investing in these people on their health and wellness, because they want their business model is creating characters, and without these wrestlers or characters, they don't have any product. They don't have any merchandise to sell. They don't have any tickets to be able to sell, or pay-per-views, and etc. So for them to invest on the wrestlers and the family and stuff like that, to make sure that they're well and healthy long term, that investment's going to pay off. So that's what they're kind of looking at. So that kind of makes sense. And so I thought that was pretty much, I would say, if you ever watch wrestling before and want to see more in depth behind the scenes and what goes behind on what it takes for wrestling and stuff like that, I would say go ahead and check this out. This was on ESPN E60. So go ahead and like, share, comment, and subscribe on what you thought of tonight's episode on E60. Thanks.